Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into high-yield pre-construction real estate investing.
Yeah.
You're listening because you want to make some serious gains in the future, right? And you want to learn how to get in early on the most promising opportunities.
That's right.
Think of this as like an accelerated course in pre-construction investing.
We've pulled together information on some of the hottest pre-construction opportunities out there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're drawing insights from Dr. Puyan Gamari.
Okay.
He's a Swiss economist and the founder of ALAN.
All right, so in this deep dive, we're going to really break down how to pick the best pre-construction investments for high returns in 2025.
Right.
And really a big focus on smart selection and in-depth market research.
Yeah, and a big part of what makes pre-construction so appealing is that lower price point.
Right.
You know, you can often get in at a much better price than waiting until it's all built out.
Okay, so let's get into it.
All right?
So why should pre-construction even be on your radar right now?
Well, the idea is pretty simple, right? You secure a property before it's finished,
Right.
and you're basically getting ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a position to benefit from that natural increase in value as the development progresses, and the demand just keeps going up.
And Dr. Gamari's work really highlights this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The potential for appreciation, both of the property itself, but also the desirability of the location.
Yeah, he really emphasizes that you can leverage both of those forces,
Right.
especially if you're smart about which markets you're looking at.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question.
Right.
Where are the best locations for these high-yield pre-construction opportunities in 2025?
Well, our sources point to a few key spots.
Yeah,
Let's start with Dubai.
Dubai, always a hot spot.
Right.
So what's so special about the pre-construction scene there?
Well, one of the things that makes Dubai so interesting is its government.
Really?
Yeah, they're very proactive with policies like the Smart Dubai 2021 initiative. This isn't just about adding some tech here and there. It's about totally transforming how people live in cities,
Yeah,
making them efficient, sustainable, and attracting global talent.
and that's a big deal for real estate.
Huge.
Okay.
This kind of top-down commitment from the government really translates to higher demand and appreciation for those pre-construction projects that are on board with these principles.
So when we see developments like Dubai Creek Harbor
Yeah.
and what's come out of that Expo 2020 site,
Yeah.
these aren't just like your average construction projects, are they?
No, they're not.
It seems like they're focused on really cutting-edge infrastructure and creating a really high standard of living.
Yeah, the idea is that this level of quality and innovation just naturally drives up the value in the next few years.
And that makes sense.
Right.
If you're building a world-class environment, businesses and people are going to want to be there.
Exactly.
Plus, Dubai is already a major financial center.
Yeah.
So that must create like a steady demand for real estate.
For sure, that financial foundation really supports ongoing investment and growth in the property market.
Okay, so let's switch gears geographically.
Right.
Let's talk about Lisbon.
Lisbon. Okay.
A different vibe than that hyper-modern Dubai approach.
Very different, yeah.
Lisbon seems to be all about reviving these existing urban centers.
Yeah. That's really the heart of it.
Mm-hmm.
Lisbon is going through a massive urban revitalization.
Right.
And that creates some amazing pre-construction opportunities.
Yeah.
Especially in neighborhoods like Baixa and Cais du Sodre.
Okay.
These areas, they've got that old world charm, but they're also getting a modern upgrade.
So it's like that mix of character and modern amenities that's driving the demand.
Exactly. And, you know, Portugal as a whole is getting more and more attracted to international buyers,
Yeah.
including tons of digital nomads.
Right.
That global interest and all that capital flowing in is a major driver for future gains in these revitalized areas.
I could see that.
And, you know, they've got things like the Golden Visa program and some pretty favorable tax rules that have really helped attract that investment.
So they're actively encouraging that foreign investment, which just pushes up property values.
Absolutely. It's a whole bunch of factors that make Lisbon a really exciting market to watch.
Okay, let's hop across the Atlantic now.
All right.
To Miami.
Miami.
Beaches, sunshine, and a red-hot real estate market.
Always.
It sounds like pre-construction in Miami is all about those prime waterfront properties.
Yeah, that waterfront market in Miami is just booming, especially with buyers coming in from Latin America.
Right.
That consistent international demand is a big reason why those off-plan developments are so popular.
So these are projects like Miami World Center.
Yeah.
And all that development happening in the Wynwood district.
Exactly. Places that are really going through a huge transformation.
Right.
And these developments aren't just about luxury living. They're strategically placed near high-end shopping, dining, and key business districts.
So it's that combination of lifestyle and convenience
Right.
that's driving those high future values.
Absolutely. It's not just about the beach.
Right.
It's about being in the heart of it all.
Okay, our last stop is Singapore.
Singapore.
So Singapore is an interesting one.
It is.
They're all about digital innovation, and they're a major economic powerhouse in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, a real leader.
And that creates a unique landscape for pre-construction.
For sure.
So their global tech influence and their economic strength, those are key factors.
Absolutely. Areas like the Jurong Lake District and Paya Lebar are definitely ones to watch.
Okay.
These developments are expected to see significant appreciation because of the demand for living spaces that are tech integrated and sustainable.
Yeah, it makes sense. Singapore attracts more global businesses and high net worth individuals. The demand for those high quality living spaces will just keep rising.
It will. And Singapore's ability to attract and keep that top talent just fuels the demand for great real estate.
Okay, so let's bring it back to Dr. Gamari's perspective. Right.
He's not just giving us a list of places, he's offering a framework for strategic thinking.
Exactly. Dr. Gamari is all about balancing the risks with those big long-term gains.
Right.
And he sees pre-construction as offering a really compelling balance. The opportunity to get in at a lower cost
Right.
and then ride that upward market trend as the project unfolds.
So getting in early and riding that wave of growth.
Right.
But he also says it's not just about picking a spot and hoping for the best.
No, not at all.
Well,
He stresses that investors really need to understand the bigger picture,
Yeah.
that overall economic environment.
macro trends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to be aware of those larger forces at play. And he highlights the importance of analyzing those trends that are shaping the future of real estate.
Right.
Things like sustainability, urbanization, and the growing role of technology.
So to win at pre-construction, you have to be tracking these big trends and understanding how they're likely to impact specific markets and developments.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense. Right.
Okay, so beyond location, what are some of the key factors for potential pre-construction investors to think about?
Well, there are a few crucial things.
Yeah.
Let's start with the most basic one. The developer's reputation and track record.
That seems obvious, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just have they built stuff before?
Oh, yeah. You want to look for established developers who have a history of not just starting projects, but finishing them
Right.
on time and on budget.
Okay.
Their reliability is so important to your investment's success. You want to see a solid track record
Yeah.
that shows they can handle challenges and actually meet market expectations.
So it's not just about fancy marketing material.
Yep.
It's about their ability to actually get things done.
Exactly what's next.
Yeah.
Let's see. You need a good grasp of market trends. And more importantly, you need realistic projections for future demand in your chosen area.
Okay.
You can't just look at what's happening now. You got to anticipate where the market's heading.
So how do you do that? I mean, that sounds like predicting the future.
Well, there's always some uncertainty, but you can look at key indicators
Okay.
like local economic growth.
Right.
Are new businesses coming in? Are jobs being created? You should also look at any planned infrastructure projects.
Like what kind of projects?
Things like new transportation links.
Right.
Those can really boost property values and pay close attention to government policies. Are there initiatives that might encourage certain types of development or attract specific buyers?
We talked earlier about how the government in Dubai is really pushing sustainable development.
Yeah.
That's a great example of how policy can directly impact property value.
Absolutely. Those kinds of forward-thinking policies create a more desirable and ultimately more valuable real estate market.
Okay, so the last key thing to consider,
Let's see.
it's about technology and sustainability in these pre-construction projects. It feels like this is quickly moving from being a nice-to-have to a must-have.
For sure, it's becoming essential for long-term value growth.
So what kinds of specific features are we talking about here?
Well, things like energy-efficient designs that lower utility costs.
Right.
Smart home systems that offer more convenience and security.
Okay.
And green building certifications that show a commitment to the environment. These features are super attractive to both buyers and tenants.
Yeah, people are more aware of these factors these days. And they can also save money and just create a more comfortable living experience.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's recap.
Okay.
What are the key takeaways for someone listening who's thinking about investing in high-yield pre-construction,
First, focus on those emerging urban centers we talked about.
like Dubai, Lisbon, Miami?
Right. Those markets have huge potential for capital gains,
Mm-hmm.
especially in developments that are combining urban growth with sustainable living.
So target those dynamic cities that are planning for the future.
That's exactly. Second, prioritize developers who have a proven track record of success.
Right.
You want to be confident that the project will be completed
Mm-hmm.
and that it will meet the market's needs.
So don't just be swayed by flashy visuals.
Right.
Really dig into the developer's history and their reliability.
Absolutely. Third, stay informed about regulatory changes.
Mm-hmm.
Things like zoning regulations, tax incentives, and urban planning initiatives can really affect your investment's profitability.
So keeping up with the regulatory landscape is just as important as picking the right location.
It really is.
And lastly, for those who want to learn more,
Yeah.
our sources mention some great resources
Mm-hmm.
like the Elin platform and blog
Yeah.
for insights into pre-construction opportunities.
And for those interested in alternative investments, there's EE Gold,
Okay.
which focuses on cryptocurrency.
And Elin Times
Right.
provides analysis of real estate and economics.
So plenty of resources to keep learning and stay ahead of the game.
Absolutely. So to wrap up our deep dive, it seems like pre-construction investment, when approached strategically, offers a great opportunity for high returns
Yeah, it does.
by capitalizing on those emerging trends and smart development.
But success really comes down to that due diligence.
Right.
Research those developers, understand those market dynamics, and consider the growing importance of technology and sustainability.
This has been a really insightful look into high-yield pre-construction.
It has.
And on that note, here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
Given how fast urbanization and technology are advancing what other unexpected locations or property features might become those high-yield opportunities in the future?
Interesting question.
Keep exploring, keep questioning those assumptions, and thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care.
You too.